Welcome to Colonize the Ocean podcast, where we discuss oceanic colonization, exploration, and education with your hosts Adam Jewell and Brendan Traxler.
Welcome to the ASC live stream, the spooky Halloween edition. My name's Adam, that's Brendan, and that's Babe down there. We're giving you 3 times the fun today.
Can you point to each of us so we know who's who?
Hold on. There we go. I had to really think about that. My coordination.
Not like we don't have our name. Not like we don't have our names down here. But
well, maybe we need to start hiding that and start seeing if people
recognize us.
So today, guys, well, before we get into the business and before we get right into it, how are you guys doing?
What are we doing?
You said, how are you doing?
Oh, all right.
Babe.
I got a wedding in a week. So
that's right.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
How's that coming together?
Well,
are you staying out of it for the most part?
I'm trying to. Yeah, the parts I'm getting drug into, it's like, where's a drill? I just want to,
You're getting me excited for having my daughters grow up someday there.
It's bittersweet, dude. It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry. Your youngest one is going to get married. So, I mean.
Yeah, I know. She keeps getting punched in the face on buses and stuff. It's gonna.
Her attitude alone is going to keep the boys away.
My wife keeps telling people that my second daughter is either gonna be the CEO of a company or a gang leader, one of the two. So it'll be interesting. Either way, no one's gonna boss her around. So I guess there's that.
We're just getting ready for we got Demon 3 weeks now.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
We got Dima coming up here pretty soon. So really, I think our next live is gonna be when I'm down there.
Yeah, we'll try to do one here.
Yeah, I'd rather we find a neutral location. I don't know if I want to sit in your room with you.
Yeah, well, no. Duh.
I'll just sit in the background by the bookcase.
Yeah,
hey guys,
you'll
get a stool.
Yeah,
you can sit in that room right there.
I'll just peek my head up. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely we want to try to do some like short lives and stuff like that from Dima as well and stuff too. So we'll definitely be pay attention to what's going on.
And that'll probably be straight to the socials, right? Like I'm assuming we're not going to make that one a Patreon exclusive just because it'll be nice to that way if anybody like wants to tune in and suggest anything or hey, while you're there,
right?
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I've told Brendan for a while, even though like the reason's Dima, it's more like Hoobastank, and the reason's you, Brendan. I'm coming to see you.
Okay.
No, it'll be nice just to go on get a little vacation too, and just
good song by the way.
It's not. It really is.
I love that song. I love that song.
Okay, we're not gonna get into Hoobastank today, but yeah, Dima, that's the big thing coming up. And otherwise, I mean, we were kind of, I kind of suggested we should do some sort of, I don't know, Halloween themed episode. And I told you I'd take lead on that. So
yeah, because this will actually be going out on YouTube for everybody to watch on Halloween.
On Halloween, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I was thinking about that. It was just like, it'll work out pretty good that it'll go out then.
We should have all dressed up. And
yeah.
Good evening.
My costume that I ordered isn't actually showing up until Monday, so I wouldn't. Otherwise, I totally would have, and I was going to do the Macho Man thing. And then I was thinking, like, I'll just get get a sheet or whatever, and just do the cheap ghost costume. And I'm like, yeah, there's too many risks involved in that. So I was going to say, like, no, I'm not doing that. And then, like, if I was the only one that showed up dressed up, then I'd look stupid. So. Next year, let's all coordinate better and like we'll all dress up.
Which got me thinking. I forgot to mention, and we will talk about it after the show offline. But remind me about wearing a sheet edema.
I'm almost considering canceling live because I really want to know where you're going with that. All right. Well, so I have two things for you guys today. I have a PowerPoint to go through just to talk to you about something, and then afterwards, have you got
it loaded up and ready to go?
I got it over on the screen, and then I'm going to share it. I didn't want to share it because it was going to pull it up before I was ready to talk about it. So.
Oh, well, because you can add it. Never mind. We'll talk about it.
I did a Google one. I'm sorry.
You can add it into the settings there.
I'm sorry that I'm not cool like you.
If you click on present, and you can add it right in there. Present slides, then you add it in. You outline your Google account, and it goes right in there. And then you can boom.
Oh, I didn't even. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, let me do that right now. Talk amongst yourself. No, I'm kidding.
No, so
I'm pulling it up right now.
So since Babe is not able to join us this year at DEMA, had you been coming, what would have been your main thing that you wanted to see or experience there?
The Avelo system, the new AVELO system, the buoyancy inside the cylinder itself.
Mm-hmm.
And Tech Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really want to meet the dude.
Yeah, he knows. He knows I'm going to be there because he put a thing on Facebook, and I said I'm going to be there. So he knows I'm going to be there at least. So
cool.
We're gonna try to hunt him down if he's there.
We'll find him.
Oh, this is terrible. I'm drawing a complete blank. Eric Douglas. There it is. I don't know if he's going to be there this year. Like he's wrote so many articles and stuff about dive safety, but he lives here in West Virginia where I live.
Okay.
And like he learned to scuba dive at where I took my son to get his certification and everything. So my son and him all have that in common, which is pretty cool. I mean, I've never met him though. I've talked to him online a couple times. I've never met him. Thought it'd be cool. I don't think the bottom dweller guys are going to be there, but they're going to be at
I'm sure they wouldn't like you calling them that.
That's bottom dweller shack. How's that? Bottom dweller shack guys. But they'll be at intervention. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, underwater intervention.
Yeah, there it is, underwater intervention. Which I'd love to go to that too, but I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't know what I want to know to tell you.
Sure.
So
that's how we are with DEMA too. I've seen the videos, I've seen stuff like in the past, until you actually go there. And that's why I went to underwater intervention that 1 year, is just to actually see what this was and to see, how involved I wanted to be with it in future and stuff along those lines too. So same thing with DEMA is like, I know what it is, but until you actually experience it, you don't really know what it is. Anyway.
Yeah, it's the networking that I think is probably going to make it worth.
I agree.
Yeah, and also we're gonna go over the handshake thing with you that we were talking about in the group chat.
All right, let's get your stuff going here, Adam.
All right. So here's my PowerPoint, guys. This is what I wanted to throw together for you guys because you guys are certified scuba divers, so you probably already know a bunch of this stuff. But the list I got for you today, I got the deadliest dive sites according to deeperblue.com. They actually had a list of 10. I picked 8 of them because some of them it was hard to get info specifically to certain ones just because of I don't know, just like the pronunciation of some, because they're just kind of like off the beaten path kind of. So I picked the top 8, or like at least 8. So starting with Eagle's Nest Sinkhole, Florida. This one is the one I know about the most because if you see down here, that sign seems to be infamous. Like whenever you hear about cave diving and just anybody that's got a tale to tell about cave diving, this image always pops up because of the sign where it has the picture of the Grim Reaper saying stop, prevent your death, go no further. So this one's in I don't know how to pronounce it properly, Weeki-Wachee, Florida, or Weeki-Wachee, I don't know. So there's been 10 reported deaths since 1981. And obviously it's known for its elaborate cave systems. Just because of the amount of deaths and accidents have happened there, the locals have been, I should have switched these two around, sorry. The locals have been calling for its complete closure, like nobody can go there. But you cannot go there unless you have cave diving certification. But like I said, the locals, like, they've been pushing to have this closed off and like shut down regardless. Even if you're certified, they don't want you going there.
Cave diving is one of those things where I need to make the list. I have zero desire to ever cave dive. There's nothing that sounds attractive to me about that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll tell you up front, there's a few of them on this list, obviously.
I'm sure.
But yeah, other than like people that are trying to like, do like research and like say like doing mapping and stuff like that.
Anymore, get an ROV and throw it on a tether.
Yeah, and it seems like what I've seen a lot too is that, and that's the thing with some of these. And this list, I guess I never threw it in any specific slide, but a good broad statement is that people who have sent like the ROVs down, and even those get tangled up and stuck and like can't be retrieved in a lot of these cave systems, depending on it. So yeah, it creeps me out. This is one of my real life like like I just panic thinking about this kind of thing.
I've seen the videos where like the guys have to take their tanks and everything off and push it through first, and then go through. It's such a small hole. It's like there is no way you can pay me enough money to do that. The claustrophobia factor alone, like, no, I'm out.
It's like if you were like gonna go skydiving, but the door on the plane. Yeah, you had to throw the parachute out real quick and then go get it. It's a lot of fun. It's a big thrill. Like,
I mean, that would definitely add to the thrill, I guess. There's probably some people that would be down for that too.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's somebody. As a matter of fact, I know there's people who have done it. I've seen videos. Anyways, moving on to the next one. This one's Jacob's Well in Wimberley, Texas. There's been at least 12 reported deaths here. So it's not that big. It's 12 feet wide in diameter and has an average depth of 120 feet. Many caves, same with this one. It has apparently a stronger than normal upward current.
Okay, we lost Adam.
Yeah.
That's a great pose for him to be stuck in as well.
Right.
While we wait for Adam to get back here, you're shaking your head there as well. Are you with me on the whole cave diving thing?
Oh yeah. Like I would take the courses to be a cave diver.
Yeah.
But I would never be able to get certification because I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. No.
I would like the knowledge, but I don't. I would never do it.
I never realized that I had any level of claustrophobia because I remember growing up, I like sleep in like my parents' closet every once in a while. It sounds weird. They had this like weird like tiny closet. I'd like sleeping in there because it's like tight and stuff like that. But as an adult, it's just like instant anxiety when I think about getting in stuff like that or anything I can't see the end to. It's like, yeah, no.
Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
I don't know why my internet would dropped out there. I'm sorry. I don't know what point I cut off.
You're talking about upward currents.
Yeah, it has apparently a stronger than normal upward current. So the fact that people have that's part of the reason people exhaust themselves quicker trying to dive through it as well. And then even the recreational swimming is only allowed, I believe it was saying like from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and you actually have to get it by reservation. So you can't just show up here and go willy-nilly. Okay, next one. Cocos Island, Costa Rica. So no caves here, but this is considered some of the like richest shark water or shark breeding ground or whatever it is in the world. So it's home to like tiger sharks, hammerhead sharks, white tip reef sharks, silky sharks. And apparently, to get to this, you have to get on one of those like liveaboard boats, and it's like a 36-hour boat ride just to get to this island.
Is that even still considered Costa Rica at that point in time? If you got to go that far out,
that's I mean, that's kind of what I was looking into too. I'm like, that doesn't seem right, but I suppose it's a 36-hour because you're on a liveaboard. It's not like a direct. That's true. Let's get on a super fast boat and get over there. But I get there's some of these like I don't necessarily have a total death count. I do know that there was one guy, I believe from New York, that was down here like in 2017 that actually died from being attacked by sharks going swimming here. Wow. So, like this is a hotbed of shark activity. So,
we've got a new girl that works at the bookstore, and she's from Costa Rica. I'll ask her when I swing by today. I go, hey, have you been there?
So the Temple of Doom in Tulum, Mexico. So these ones, this was a little bit harder to get some info on. You can see in these pictures here where the opening is. So there's like a bunch of like caves that you can you see like this hole in this ground that goes to this cavern opening, and then you go swimming to even further cave. So once again, this is another system where there's just a maze of caves down here. It's easy to stir up the silt in these areas when you're swimming, which could obviously cause disorientation. And people have reported that basically other than the light that comes in from the top of that hole, it's pitch black. So if you don't have, you lose visibility super quick here. And this is just one of them. There, like I said, there's a series of these caves in Mexico, but I guess this is one of the more notorious known ones. The Shaft Sinkhole in Mount Gambier, Australia. You can see in this picture right off the bat, that's the opening where this gal is.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So you
why?
Yeah. So it's on a private island.
Who came along and said, "Oh, I found this hole. Let me go down in this thing and see what's down in here."
So with this one, there's
it was a Friday the 13th. Someone with really bad luck fell into it.
Yeah. There's so apparently in I believe it was 1971, 8 divers went here. I mean, I guess this area has been known for a while, and they wanted to map this thing out. Only 4 of them returned because once again, you can see at the bottom here, the slide I have that. So it drops. I believe it was at about 115 meters to kind of that apex there, and that dives or splits out into two tunnels really. And so they know the maximum depth is around 400 feet, but they truly don't know how far back these particular extensions go. So once again, it's on private land, and it's cut off to just certified divers, cave certified divers. But yeah, this one gave the heebie-jeebies just because of that opening that you have to you just go in that tiny hole, then drop into it. So once again, I'm assured the lighting once again is not ideal.
And it looks like she's wearing a dry suit, so you mean it's gonna be super cold in there too.
Yeah. I can only imagine. And so everybody knows about this one, the Blue Hole, the lighthouse. It's in the Lighthouse Reef of Belize. So with this one, it's a little bit different than kind of some of the other ones. The biggest problem they have with these is inexperienced divers. They often get disoriented by the speed of the descent because they often get distracted by, because I guess it's just beautiful for one, looking at your surroundings of it, because it has these what's that term for caves? Stagnites? I don't know.
Stalagmites and.
Thank you. Yes. Stalactites. Anyways, stalactites.
Stalactites and stalagmites. Yeah, stalactites and stalagmites. Come from the ceiling or come from the ground.
Yeah. This. So they have, there's a bunch of this, and they just say it's super disorienting. Watch it as you descent, because it's such a smooth surrounding around you that it's easy to descent faster than what you're paying attention to. So a lot of times inexperienced divers are getting, descending further than they're supposed to, and then getting themselves in a situation. Also, the water is like crystal clear to the point of a fault where they say, and maybe you guys can speak on this because you are certified, but the fact that like it is so crystal clear, even when you go further down, that actually causes a depth perception issue on how far away things are and how far, like you can't gauge necessarily where you're at with it because of how clear it is. And lastly, there's hammerhead and bull sharks down there as well.
Cool beans.
But yeah, this is one of the. Everybody's seen the picture on the top here.
And then I think forget my first 100-foot dive, because that was one of the things I noticed. I jumped in the water. And I looked down and it was so clear. I was like, well, there ain't no way that's 100 foot. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that Fabian, a couple years ago, when I did, I think it was Fabian, went out there a couple years ago and did a big old excursion here, took some subs down and stuff along those lines, and did a big, trying to actually see what's down in there pretty deep and stuff too.
One of the things I didn't throw in here is that this place was one of Jacques Cousteau's favorite places as well, and like he kind of helped spread the word about it too, I guess, as far as making it a popular destination for diving and all that. So maybe it's his fault. No, I'm kidding. And the last one I got here is also a blue hole, but it's an Egypt's blue hole. This one has had 150 confirmed deaths in the past 15 years.
Wow.
And so the main problem with this is that the pathway that divers choose is called the arch. And while they try to, encourage people not to do this, but apparently you can kind of see in this bottom right hand, the diagram here, you go in on one end, right? And there's this opening and it'll take you down about 32 meters. And then you actually have to navigate through like these tunnels and caves over to the actual blue hole opening, which is what you see on the top here. But the problem with that is that you're swimming against the current. Once again, if you don't know what your equipment is like, and you go through one of the parts too is this big sandy spot that you kind of see in the middle there. So it's just filled with hazards, but it's this thrill seeker thing where people, want to dive through this like archway in one opening and come out to where the blue hole is. So yeah, it's just a bunch of, it kind of, I don't want to say it in a disrespectful way, but overconfidence in a lot of divers on making this dive to go over. But it's well over 150 deaths, but that's just been in the past 15 years. So this is considered probably the most dangerous dive spot in the world. Thoughts?
I was thinking about
the pictures of it.
What's that?
I like the pictures of it. That's as close as I'll ever get.
Yeah, I was just thinking about putting on your stuff and going down that hole and realizing it's going to be the last time you ever take a breath. Yeah, no, absolutely no.
I don't know if they're still on there, but I've seen some YouTube videos sometime back of them pulling some divers out of the water that were they died.
Yeah,
there
in caves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know if it was this one or maybe. Gosh, I don't know. There's kind of a popular morbid video of and it's used in a lot of like scuba training, and I know Brendan, you and I have talked about it and seen it. But there's a video of a diver that basically he was recording his whole dive, but then he descended way too fast and he got disoriented quick, and you're basically like watching his GoPro footage of him dying.
Him like just laying there on the bottom or whatever it was. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, dude.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's that. Oh man, that stuff messes me up.
And you guys would be able to speak on this because you guys have obviously done the training. But I would think that part of the training is like, hey, like when something happens, don't panic, because thinking about like, oh, if like I got into a spot that would start to freak me out, like I would start to panic, and that would probably be the biggest mistake. Is it's like, all right, my initial thought is to just like do this, or just like, I don't know, get away from this without thinking of like the right way of doing something. Like I don't know. I'm not necessarily claustrophobic, but Getting myself in a, if you put yourself in an unfamiliar area or situation and you don't know how to logically get out of it, panic mode, I'm assuming, just kicks in.
There's been a lot of talks about that because they, dive accidents. If it's a heart attack, they call it a dive accident, even though the person had a heart attack. But the thing is, there's been a lot of talks of that because what brought that in, and it's really theorized a lot that panic is what's causing it. Something's going wrong. The person's freaking out and having a heart attack. So then that kind of takes it back to being a dive accident. So, it's one of those things that,
And I think in a lot of the cases too, it's two things. It's either one, they're diving alone, which is, they say, once you're really experienced, you can do it, but it's still never recommended.
Sure.
And the only other thing is they get too deep and they get nitrogen narcosis. And then, at that point in time, nothing makes sense. And you're just taking your stuff off underwater or get super disoriented or who knows, everybody's different. But yeah, those are often two of the cases I've heard about that lead to a bunch of these issues.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but nitrogen narcosis, that's like where your body almost starts feeling drunk in a sense, isn't it? Like where you just start like,
yep.
Yeah. Which, if you've ever been drunk, you don't make good decisions and your thinking isn't quite there either. So
there's some videos on YouTube that you can look up at it's showing people actively having nitrogen narcosis and just like wigging out, doing all the wrong things. And it's worth looking at if you want to see it, as far as not the morbidity of it, because not all of them die or anything. It's just the fact that it happens.
Yeah, and that was kind of a broad statement for that entire slideshow. Is any of those that have a deep depth, that's obviously another one of the issues with it, because once again, inexperience, not knowing how your chemicals work and like how your equipment works. I gotta assume that overconfidence is a big deal in the, for beginning scuba divers, or just not knowing what their dive is.
I don't know. I think they put enough fear in you. I know they did to us. That you're gonna die. That you're gonna die. You're gonna die. And everything was you're gonna die. So you're like super cautious about everything you do. Not coming up too fast because your lungs are gonna burst. Not going down too fast because of this. There's so much repetitive you're gonna die type of situation. That I think that unless you're just a narcissist, you're probably going to be fine.
Sure.
I agree, but maybe I shouldn't say this. I've heard from people that are instructors for different completely word loss.
Dive academies.
That'll work. I can't believe it. Just complete word loss. That you're not allowed to use the word death or die anymore.
What are they calling it?
I don't know. It's like, how do you get the point across? Because
expire.
Yeah, your expiration date.
Lung options. Yeah. Your brain will shut off.
Look at your pressure gauge for your expiration date.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to switch our boxes around here for a second because now we're doing the trivia thing real quick.
Oh, boy.
I got 10 questions for you guys. I tried to do it like levels of difficulty. And hold on. So what we'll do is and babe. Make my columns over here.
You make your columns.
You guys let me know. Do you got your
we're ready.
Okay. I could have said whiteboards too, but I can't imagine very many people carry small whiteboards around with them.
We could have got some. Again, when the big old wall one's back here.
I was gonna say I knew you had a big wall ones, but
yeah.
So this is how it's gonna work. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. I'll pause for a brief moment, and then I'll give you a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and then I want you guys to show your answer. Okay, that way, like Brendan can't throw up an answer, and Babe's like, "Oh yeah."
That's what I said.
So try to keep it fair.
Babe's going to take me on this one already. I know.
I don't know. These ones.
I'm pretty sure he will. Let's go.
Super random. Okay. So this one's. I'm going to start easy for you guys. This location has been known to be the site of numerous disappearances of planes and ships that travel through it.
Come on.
I'm going to give you a countdown.
I
can hear you writing. I'm sorry. All right, 3, 2, 1. Bermuda Triangle. Yep, that's right. It's true that a lot of strange disappearances between 45 and 65. Wikipedia states up to 5 planes crashed in the area, and that 10 ships sank or disappeared from 1800 to 1963. So you both get that one. Good job, guys. I'm proud of you. Okay. The last known location of this person was in 1937 between Lae, New Guinea and Hawaii, never to be seen again.
Come on, you know this, babe.
I know this. Darn it.
And there's been updates to this as well.
Yeah, there have been.
Well, it's really bad because the stupid name that keeps popping in my head, I know it isn't it. And it's like,
right,
I know this.
You got right.
Okay. I'm gonna write the stupid name down. You got okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1. DB. Oh, that's a good guess. Amelia Earhart. Yeah, Brendan's right. Amelia Earhart.
Yep.
Yeah, they think they're pretty sure they found her though. She was on that island.
I keep wanting to say Earnhardt in my head, and I'm like, Earnhardt. It's not Earnhardt. What? Dang it. What is it?
Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, so she was traveling between Lae, New Guinea on her way to Hawaii. She was supposed to stop on Howland Island, which is a super tiny island. There's been, tons of theories, and there has been times where they've examined bones and stuff, and they're like, nothing's been solidified yet.
Well, as I said, the last thing they took those bones, and they said that they discarded the bones when they first looked at them back when like the 40s or whatever it was.
Sure.
But they said that they've taken them and looked at them again, and they're like, these are definitely women's. They were the pictures they had. They said they were definitely women's bones, and she was a tall woman, and so they discarded them because of her size. But they're saying they're 99% sure that that this is where she died.
Okay. Here's another one. This mythical creature entered the world of science fiction in 1928, described as a mix between a human, octopus, and a dragon. Three, 2, 1. Yeah, both of you guys got it.
I didn't know it was that old.
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft brought that bad boy out back in 1928. I don't have a fun fact about that. That's kind of just the fact.
He's more than a creature. He's like a god. So I mean,
but that's I just wanted to get I didn't want to get too deep into the lore for the fact. Okay, in 2004, Japanese scientists caught this animal, which was believed to be just a legend, and then in 2006 they actually caught one. 3, 2, 1. No, Babe's got it right. Giant squid. The coelacanth, that was in the 90s that they found it.
Yeah, I thought it was older than that. And if you said it was a legend too, I was like, they knew it existed. The Architeuthis. I should have wrote that down.
Now you're just making words up. 80% of lifeguard rescues are due to what?
80% of lifeguard rescues?
Yeah, like 80% of like their like calls to help somebody.
Oh, gotcha.
Three,
2, 1. Stupid teens stings. Both of you got that wrong. It's rip currents.
Actually, as you said that, I was not ready to write that. That's how I almost drowned. So I mean,
I didn't know that high percentage of it was.
Yeah, that's 80% of the calls are because people get caught up in a riptide. One of the facts I found is swim along the shoreline until you escape the current's pull. So if you ever find yourself,
had I known that, I wouldn't have almost drowned. But
so were you in a rip current?
Oh yeah.
You should have just said rip current. This ocean creature takes 15 to 30 times more lives than sharks.
I know I've heard this too.
Could be a couple different options, but I think it's gonna be something you don't suspect either.
I wasn't prepared for trivia.
It's too early in the morning for this nonsense.
That's why I figured I could catch you, because I'm like, maybe these are easy. And then it's like, but their brains aren't going to be 100% functioning yet.
I got nothing, like 0. Oh, wait, I got something. Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Velociraptor.
I was going to get that in there.
Brendan, you were right. Jellyfish.
And
quick fact: Australian box jellyfish is considered the most venomous marine animal out
That's
there.
what I'm thinking. I almost wrote box jellyfish, but I didn't want to limit myself.
And the fact I read did not specifically say which type. It just said that box jellyfish have claimed way more lives than sharks have. Okay, and this answer is a number. So whoever gets closer to this number is who's gonna get the point. Okay.
42.
Okay. The average depth of the ocean is 12,400 feet deep. How far can light penetrate?
it's bad as many times I've watched that video.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking too.
I watched it a bunch of times.
And the number I want to write down, I don't feel is right at all.
That's the same here. Doing it anyway. Worst I'll do is be wrong.
I'm going to change mine slightly because I just feel like it's not right.
All right, 3, 2, 1. 1,000 feet.
Ooh.
Brendan's closer. The light can penetrate 330 feet.
See, I almost put 200 at first. And I was like, that's not. It's really got to. And I was thinking 2,000 feet. I was like, nah, that's way too deep.
I mean, have you seen The Power of the Sun? Really? Let's debate this.
But it's a simulation, so it really doesn't work that way.
Here we go.
Skies will fall.
All right, you guys have heard of the Marianas Trench, obviously, right?
No.
What is the deepest?
No, what's that?
What is the deepest point of the Marianas Trench called?
Oh.
See if I got this right.
3, 2, 1. Yep, you both got it. All right. Attaboy, boys. Two left. All right. Due to an aircraft mishap, this particular item was lost and never found 1.2 miles off the coast of Georgia in 1958.
Mm.
3, 2, 1. You'll both get the point. Yeah, it was a 7,600-pound nuclear warhead. Now, there's conflicting reports that say that the core was not in this at the time, where other reports are saying, oh, yeah, it most definitely was. And, yeah, they've never recovered this. And it was only like a mile and a half off the coast of Georgia. Had this been active and if it would have went off, it most definitely would have caused quite a bit of damage off of Georgia there, based on the power of this.
If they drop it in the water, haven't you seen Batman, right? The last Batman movie where he drops a nuke off the coast? I mean, it's okay when you do that.
First of all, that was not the last Batman movie, and you should know this.
It was of the trilogy. It was.
Okay, but that's not the last Batman movie.
No, the last Christopher Nolan Batman.
Anyways.
I researched Clive Cussler books. So
what's that?
There you go. Yeah,
we got this.
All right, last one. This is kind of a random one. And if you guys remember from a past live stream, we talked about this. So, see how much your knowledge is. In 1997, NOAA, N-O-A-A, picked up an unknown sound from the Southern Pacific, which was heard from microphones 3,200 kilometers away. What did they call this sound?
It's one of two words.
Oh, I don't like you right now. I remember looking at that video too many times too.
Yeah,
got nothing.
You better not be Googling it, Brendan.
No, I'm not.
I should have said that at the top of the...
I got my answer right now. I'm good. It's one of two words.
Well, I'm full of useless wrong answers today, so we got this.
If you put Velociraptor a second time. All right.
This is right.
Now he is.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Adam's Song by Blink-182. Brendan's got it right. It is the bloop.
Bloop. Okay.
It was either bloop or gloop, and I can't remember which one it was.
Brendan, I think you actually did win this one.
Oh,
yeah.
What was the final score?
Yeah. It was like 18-1.
There was like 10 questions.
8-5, Brendan. Brendan got a...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
he got me good.
Yeah, so, Brendan, you're
Had
today's
there been
winner.
more technical questions, Babe would have got. This is like useless trivia type of stuff.
I'm
good with useless trivia.
Maybe that's what we need to do is make this like a thing, like maybe every like quarter or something like that. We'll do like a trivia thing, and I'll just quiz you guys on your knowledge of stuff.
Not a bad idea.
So one of the podcasts I listen to every week, they have 2 trivias like during the show, and then at the very end they give the answers out. So there might be something we want to look at incorporating some kind of trivia into the show every once in a while.
But yeah, that's what I get for content, guys.
Cool. That was fun.
Yeah, it was a learning experience for me as well, being able to look this stuff up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun. Since most people will be watching this on the old All Hallows Eve, who knows if we'll get much traction then, but what are you guys doing for that evening? Or
Halloween?
This evening, yes.
I got kids, so I'll probably be doing stuff with them.
I just wait and see if anyone comes to the door. Yeah, thankfully, no. My wife will want to hand out candy, so we'll be handing out candy. She don't like my idea of her opening the door and me standing back there by the kitchen with a slingshot. Here's your candy. You know?
Yeah.
You should hand out like we need to get Babe some business cards with ASC stuff and be like, hey, take this home. Like,
hand out business cards.
Give this to your parents.
Oh, if it was Maseratis coming up in the neighborhood with their kids, I'd do it.
Like, let me talk to your dad real quick. Have him come up here.
Well, cool. Well, I hope that everybody has a fun, safe evening, and that I'm excited to next time we'll be live with you guys. Is Adam and I shall be in person, and we will be getting ready to do the old DEMA.
I'll be
awesome.
Experiencing Mississippi and a little bit of New Orleans.
Yep.
Heading south. Adam goes south on this episode of ASC. Live stream. Whatever. I got an idea. I'm gonna mess with your family the whole time. Like I didn't tell you about this bit. But what I'm gonna do is like start out slow, like like, oh, like you guys have targets here. Like I didn't think that. I thought that was a northern thing, like something like that.
The
but
girls
then like
will eat it up.
And then I'll just keep going, and be like, oh, stop signs like that. I didn't realize you guys had stop signs here. I thought that was just something that the north had. Just on everything. It's like, oh man, that's crazy. I didn't realize we had these.
You have running water?
Do I?
No, you have running water.
Oh.
We don't have that.
That's crazy.
You say all that, but when I moved to West Virginia, like the people in Colorado, a lot of them are surprised that we have shoes. It's a normal thing everywhere, believe it or not.
In all fairness, West Virginia has not had the best reputation. A lot of different documentaries that have come out.
No.
Well, we'll carry that to the after show, guys. Let's close it up.
I'm proud to not be from here.
All right, guys. I'm going to get ready to close it. LetUsSeeColony.com. Assuming you're watching this now on the socials on Halloween. First of all, happy Halloween. LetUsSeeColony.com. That's where you can find access to all of our social medias. That's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, Instagram, YouTube, the Discord server as well. Make sure you pop on over to that. We continue to have a growing community there. It's just a great place to talk about various subjects there. And I'm sure this live stream will be topic of conversation as well, because people will want to discuss some of the facts and the dive sites and all that stuff in there. Also, get to LetUsSeeColony.com/merch. Babe, once again, is our on-screen model today, wearing his blue tie-dye ASC shirt that he's got there. Brendan wearing a Batman shirt and me wearing a shirt that says I need about Tree Fitty. So yeah, we're not doing our part today, but also, if you're watching this now, if you're watching this on Saturday, it's because you're a Patreon member.
Patreon.
And thank you. Patreon.com/AtlanticSeaColony. If you have the opportunity, just $5 a month gets you access to the live streams and be able to talk with us like day of and on lives and all that. Also, thank you to our patrons. We have Brian Acosta, Matthew Caffey. We have Martin Reese, S. Babe Hyde, Adam Jewell, and new one, Ron Trexler. Is that a relation to you, Brendan?
Yeah, I know the
guy. So thank you to the patrons. All that is helping with, slowly but surely, whether it's going towards getting the habitat built or just getting, paying for the, I guess, almost like the overhead cost of like getting to it. This is something that has helps out tremendously. So thank you guys for your support on that. Other than that, guys, have a safe Halloween. And then next time you see me and Brennan, at least, we'll probably only be using one camera. Might have to be back a little bit, but we're going to be using one camera, I think. So, yeah, excited for that trip. Otherwise, guys, I will see you. I'm going to let Brendan hit the outro because I can't remember which one is your outro for this one. But thank you, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.